check, check. Perfect. Hey man, just gotta thank you for yesterday. It's not like maybe we'll see, but like I'll show you. Molly, you got me in your ear? Molly, you got me in your ear? Loud and clear?
It's the second game of the Ithaca Invitational Tournament, and it's the number 20 ranked Ithaca Bombers taking on the NYU Violets, with both teams sitting at 5-3. One of them looks to make a statement tonight in the Ithaca Invitational Tournament. But before we can get to that, we have some pregame to cover. Alongside Alex Dubner, I'm Brad Romano. Alex, we got a great matchup here. Two elite teams, both coming off great wins.
Yes, we do, Brad. Both teams 5-3, like you said, both coming off huge wins. Ithaca went 6-0 in the Bomber Invitational, and NYU went 2-1 in the Trinity Fall Classic.
Yeah, let's talk about Ithaca so far. The Bombers are 5-3. Now, when you look at that record, Alex, you think, well, have they been struggling? They really haven't. It's just been very elite competition. They start off and went 6-0 in the Bomber Invitational, but then went 0-2 in another Invitational to number 4, Junita, and number 15, Meridia, but then went 2-1 in the Carnegie Mellon Invitational. Beat number 9, Johns Hopkins, 3-1. Lost number 22, Carnegie Mellon, but beat number 11, MIT. Alex, they've looked solid against these elite teams. It's important to know that this is a very hard schedule for the Bombers, and it's not going to get much easier here against NYU.
Absolutely, Brad. Now, NYU is also similar to that in that case. They went 2-1 in the Trinity Fall Classic. They beat number 25, UW Plattsville, and number 16 Trinity. Went 3-0 in the NYU Home Opener Invitational. Gallaudet, Susquehanna, and Stevens, they beat them 3-0. 1-1 in NYU Violet Invitational. They beat Christopher Newport and Montclair State. And their team stats look like 136 kills, 12.5 kills per set, 341 aces, 377 digs, and 102 assists, and 58 blocks.
Yeah, and for this NYU team, as you basically just recap, they're 5-3 on the season as well, and they face some good competition. But as for the Ithaca Bombers, 382 kills, 105 errors, 202%, 12.7 kills per set, 348 assists, 65 aces, and 54 blocks. So on paper, this is a very even matchup. But then let's go to the battle of the head coaches, Alex, because this is an interesting story for both these head coaches. You got a newer head coach versus a veteran head coach. But let's talk about Ithaca's head coach, Tara Stillwell. Only going into her second year as the head coach. She was hired in 2024. It's the head coach overall for the Bombers. And in their first season, they won their third straight Liberty League title, and they got to the regional championship match after winning in the first and second round, but they fell short to Johns Hopkins. Before accepting as head coach, she was at Cornell, but in her second year, she's already very established from her first year. But then you go to NYU, Alex. Andrew Brown, a 162-51 record in 8 seasons. He has only lost 51 times, multiple Coach of the Year awards, 3 NCAA tournaments. It's a veteran versus a newer one, but it's pretty even around the board for both head coaches.
Yeah, both teams, like you said, head coach, definitely coaching the team well. I think NYU with the veteran head coach looking great. I think that both teams here, if they keep doing what they're doing, we're going to in for a very good matchup today.
Yeah, both head coaches looking to get another win. You know, one of these teams can't really afford a loss, then you're only one win above 500. But let's talk about the X-Factor players for Ithaca now. How about junior Gabriela Gonzalez of Rui on the season so far? 22 kills, 2 assists, 25 points, 3 aces, 16 digs on a total block. She's in more of a leadership role. Now, Alex, as a junior in that upperclassman, you gotta take on a veteran role. She's been on this team for 2 years from Florida. She's been very solid, and she's looking to do even better in this game against the Violets.
Absolutely. And here for NYU, you got sophomore Chloe Haynes, 87 kills on the year, Brad. And then you got Coco Barton, 17 blocks and 20 digs. Definitely up for the challenge here for NYU. And they're both very even for the X Factors.
Yeah, but let's talk about grad student Ellie Benedict on this Bombers team. 176 digs on the season in just 8 games on that defensive side. Going to be a key player for them.
Says a lot about Ithaca's defense there with that many digs on the season.
But this is just really important for both teams, Alex, because as I mentioned earlier, both teams are sitting at 5-3, and they have played tough competition. But if you're the Ithaca Bombers, you want to win this game because you're 5-3 against tough competition. You get another big win here against NYU. Pretty soon, you're going to move into Liberty League play, which is on the skill of the teams right now. So if you get good wins against good teams going into Liberty play, we can see the Bombers basically win out after that.
You can definitely see the Bombers win out after that. If they get this win, huge morale boost for them beating a very tough team like this. And then if the Bombers win that, if the Bombers win this, they can go into their next game with so much momentum.
Yeah, and for NYU, this is just as important. They've got some good wins. Their latest win against Montclair State, but then you go 6-3. They're in the UAA conference. Definitely want to rack up some wins. The all-time record between these two teams, Ithaca leads at 13-11, but they are on a 2-game losing streak, the Bombers, against NYU. The last time these two teams played, October 5th, 2024, NYU coming out on top 3-1. So, Alex, although Ithaca has the lead in this series, they got to get a win here on a 2-game losing streak.
They definitely got to get the win on the 2-game losing streak in the season series. You do that, maybe you eliminate some negative energy coming into games against NYU. You win this, it will bring it, restore it, keep the winning record for Ithaca, beating NYU alive, and become 14-11 in your history, I guess.
Alex, as we wrap up this pregame, let's give our predictions. NYU, Ithaca, it's a tough matchup. Who you got here?
I think I got Ithaca. Ithaca's just coming off the 6-0 in that invitational. I think that even though they have the newer head coach, I think they're just a very well-rounded team. They're a very well-rounded team, and especially with that Bomber Invitational 6-0. And then you also had the Carnegie Mellon. They had a winning record. Like, they have been going on and off every single game.
Alex, I have to agree with you here. I'm going to go with the Bombers. They've lost to NYU twice in a row. They're red hot, coming off some good wins. I got them against the NYU Violets. That's going to do it for the pregame. Thank you for watching. Brad Romano alongside Alex Sumner, Devin Jarvis, Colin Martin coming to you soon to give you play-by-play coverage. Stay tuned.
In 2023, Naomi Claus, Gabriela Gonzalez Abreu, and Wesley Saban came to campus and lit the volleyball team on fire. They ended that season with a round of 32 loss to the NYU Violets. 2 years later, they are the Big Three and the core of the number 20 ranked team in the country. And today they see that same very team that knocked them out back in 2023. Devin Jarvis joined alongside Colin Martin with Molly Golden on the sidelines for you today, and what will be a big match watched around the country with big ranking implications. Ithaca, the number 20 team in the country, against NYU, ranked last week, now just receiving votes. But boy, we got some good volleyball here to kick off the Bomber Invitational.
Two talented squads and two teams that play a fun variety of volleyball. You would categorize both of these squads as high flyers with a whole lot of energy. That says something about the product on the court, but it also says a lot about the coaching. And the biggest phrase of the day, is the old dogs learning new tricks. Those three that you mentioned with Claus, Gonzalez, Abreu, and Slavin, they've been around the block. They are an incredibly now experienced crew. They've been making it happen since they were young pups. Now this season, really a chance to try to get to glory.
Well, let's talk about what this team has done so far this season in Ithaca. They have been a solid team over the past couple of years, now under second-year head coach Tara Stillwell, but it was just recently they picked up their first win against a top 20 opponent. It wasn't just their first, it turned into two with wins over arch rival Johns Hopkins, number 4 team in the country, and then number 7, MIT. But this process of getting the ability to beat these huge teams didn't just start last week. It started back in January, Colin.
So much preparation that went in, and Tara Stillwell is one of the most aggressive coaches you'll find in the Division III landscape. She always wants more, and she knows that she can get it out of this team. There is so much talent, and that process back in January started with disappointment the season before, but grew into this team collective of wanting to be better every single day. You see it here, Devin. This team is motivated. They are ready to roll and back on their home court in Ben Light Gymnasium. Don't be surprised when they come out firing.
A year ago in 2024, they won their 3rd consecutive Liberty League championship en route to a loss to number 3 Johns Hopkins in the round of 16. The problem with that, that's not good enough. They went in January, had a team meeting, understood the standards for this program weren't just conference titles, weren't just round of 16s. They were higher than that, and the whole team bought in. They started working harder with their mental coaches, working harder practicing, working harder in the gym, and now we see a new version of Ithaca women's volleyball that is maybe the best this team has seen since Tara Stillwell was a player and was a top 10 team in the country back under Johan Dulfer, who left his head coaching post back just 2 years ago. Well, we have a fantastic broadcast coming up for you today, a fantastic matchup between Ithaca and NYU. On the other side of this break, Molly Golden joins us with a quick sideline hit, and we get things kicked off here on Bombers Sports YouTube. Starting lineups are done. First touch coming up soon. But to join us on the sidelines now, our sideline reporter in just a moment, Molly Golden, as she'll get set to go. But what a match we have going on. The Bombers and the Violets ready to go. These two teams have had a lot of history together. It was Ithaca who took the match last year for the first ranked win under Tara Stillwell's career. Now it comes full circle, back home for the Bombers.
And this is a place, Devin, where NYU has had success. Ithaca looking to change the tide.
Let's send it down to Molly Golden on the sidelines.
Thanks, boys. Happy to be down here with you. After last season, the loss to Hopkins in the round of 16 in the national tournament, Coach Tara Stillwell was not settled with her team and wanted more. She brought them in for a team meeting in the winter and said, if we want to win and make it far, it's time to make some changes in the way we conduct ourselves. The team now trains differently, eats differently, communicates with each other differently. The entire program went through a reset. Stillwell preaches intensity on the floor and always wants her team coming out swinging. Guys, back out to you.
Thank you so much, Molly. We'll be looking forward to all you have to say as the game goes on. First set on its way. It's the visiting receiving votes NYU Violets against the number 20 team in the country, the Ithaca Bombers, to start the Bomber Invitational here. A really, really exciting weekend on campus every single year for one of Ithaca's best programs. Get things kicked off. NYU first serve. This Bomber team's been really special. Big weekend last weekend. Claus trying to start it off well. NYU with a response. Touch at the net. Draper, the middle blocker. Now to the other side. Claus, cross court. Kept in the air by NYU. Will this be it? No, sir. Block. And the Bombers get the first one.
Great work at the front of the net from the NYU Violets. They were getting active up there. A couple of good plays from Ella Draper. Kept it out of harm's way. But it will go Bomber way.
Addison Ledbetter with the block. She'll get the serve to start for the Bombers too. Deep one kept in front by NYU. Other side, just out, and another one for Blue.
And the Bombers have to attack early and often. A good serve from Ledbetter. Got the Bombers in great position. Got to keep it up. Great placement.
Strong serve from Ledbetter too. Don't often see that always from a middle blocker specifically. She's been so good in her first year. Here's her next serve. Knuckleball this time too far. And a 2-1 score now in favor of the Bombers. Sends the serve back to the Violets as Ellie Benedict steps onto the floor. But one of two captains on this team and the graduate student Libero.
And the captain on the other side, Grace Nelson. First team All-UAA last season. She's a star.
Her first serve is dug up and received by Gonzalez Abreu. Left side and Claus, touched too far. Couldn't get it.
Naomi Claus, such a special player. Racked up 20 kills versus John Carroll just a couple of weeks ago. She's on her A game. Just a rare misplaced ball.
It's another serve coming from Grace Nelson. Here's the junior. This one powerful, a little bit of topspin. Big chance for NYU. And that one goes in favor of Ithaca. Little reaching over the net for NYU. And Coach Andrew Brown here wants some clarification. Didn't feel like that was the right call. Doesn't appreciate it. As he discusses further, the point stays in favor of the Ithaca Bombers.
Don't be surprised if we see a couple of those calls. Both of these teams have a lot of height, a lot of physicality at the net. It's going to get handsy up there.
Wesley Slavin, the best setter for the Bombers, gets going. And what a serve. Little let trickery. Better to be lucky than good. 4-2 Ithaca.
And you can't complain about that. Hey, that's what makes Slavin so great. She plays the game the right way, but sometimes the ball just goes in her favor.
Did right there. 4-2 in favor of the Bombers. Here's the reigning Liberty League Player of the Year for her next serve. Big swing on the far side. Block by the Bombers. One more from Nelson. Too far. Point for Ithaca.
And that play starts with Brianna Owen, the sophomore out of Northbrook, Illinois. Boy, is she having a strong second year. Great way to get her hands up at the net. Allows Ithaca to score points right after.
Slavin on the season, 14 service aces, 18 service errors. Looking to improve that number today. Looking for her third straight point at the line. Another big swing. Big swings all around. They're not quite playing in Colorado, but it feels like it with the power from both of these sides. As we get a timeout from head coach of NYU, Andrew Brown. A lot of energy on the sideline And joining us with the close-up look, Molly Golden.
Thanks, guys. In the opening huddle, Stillwell told her team, execute, control our court. Not even focusing on the other side, just controlling their own executions and staying powerful on their side. Coming out swinging, coming out with intensity. What she's been preaching to her team all season. Guys, back up to you.
Something very interesting about Coach Tara Stillwell is she is uber competitive. Picked up this job when she was 27 years old, not too far long after her playing days. Took a year to spend with Ithaca. After that, went to Cornell as an assistant coach. Is now here in a position where she can really relate to these players, Colin.
The relationship that's being built between Coach Stillwell and these players is not just one where they like each other, they get along, which is true, but a mutual respect. Coach Stillwell cares so deeply for all of her players. She wants them to succeed, and more than that, she is doing everything in her power for each individual on this team to come a long way. It's something special. You don't see it often. And with Tara Stillwell, just expect the Bombers to continue growing closer and closer. Devin, we're watching a special group.
This team's so special. Right now, one of the highest-ranked squads on all of the South Hill. Slavin once again for the serve. Bombers up by 4. Knuckleball received in the back row. Far side, big swing, Hines. This time it's there.
And there's Chloe Hines, the first time we hear her tonight. The UAA 2024 Rookie of the Year. She's had 6 matches this year with 10-plus kills. There's her first.
Captain Grace Nelson and Chloe Hines led the team going into this game with kills with 96. Spierenberg on the serve. Slavin going to set up on the right side for Slavin. A little bit of a tricky ball, well received. Other side, Hines. And Slavin's there. How about Owen? Yes, sir.
Love the communication on the left side of the floor. Slavin, she always knows where to be, puts the ball high in the air. Benedict knows how to set up her teammates, and Brianna Owen lays down the hammer.
Wesley Slavin just seems to be everywhere on the court. So good not only as a setter, but also as a defender. Garcia with the serve. Quick trigger fire. Keeps it alive, the Bombers. How about Gonzalez Abreu? Didn't get one there. Other side, Hines. Big swing. Benedict the libero has it. One more for Owen, and just out.
Talk about Slavin being everywhere, but that was Benedict on that rally that was making the most out of it for the Bombers. Just a little bit too aggressive. The Violets will take that all day. Feels like a free point for them. They had to work hard for it, but now it's their chance to get on the offensive.
A little bit of errors to begin this game on both sides. Hitting percentage for Ithaca at 143, but on the other side, NYU at negative 300.
I think it's the nerves in a certain way, Dev.
Could be. Graper, great shot. Oh, good. Better defense from NYU. Free play now for the Bombers. Sets up Graper, back row. Nelson has it. One more. Still there. Gonzalez Abreu. Spinner. NYU trying to respond. Soft touch. Little reset. Owen down. Bomber point up 8-4.
And there's just nothing you can do about that if you're the Violets. You're playing great on the defensive side. You're putting bodies in the right places. Brianna Owen just hits the ball so darn hard, it's going off your fingertips and hitting the floor. That's just straight power and physicality, and it gets the Bombers a point right back.
Ellie Benedict with the serve. Career-wise, she's been excellent from the service line. The Bombers have a chance here. Gonzalez Abreu stuffed at the line. NYU with a big one.
Some great movement right there. Coco Barton got in on that. Transfer last year from Colorado College and a Portsmouth, New Hampshire native. I don't know if you know too much about me. I'm a Kittery, Maine guy. That's my backyard. She was a star in high school, and she's a star now.
Both New England, right? I'm also from New England, Connecticut, kind of.
Maybe one day.
Benedict puts it over. Soft touch, Slavin to set. One more from Benedict. Owen to finish. No, sir. Dillon keeps it in the air, comes back, and Addison Ledbetter, the first year, sends it down.
First really big play we've seen from Ledbetter today. You saw Ella Graper go out, Ledbetter goes in, and no matter who you have on the court in that spot, you have height and you have players that play heads up. Great look from Ledbetter, and she gets a point for the Bombers.
Brianna Owen sends it to the back corner. Other side, NYU. They just can't find any ground, but it's Ithaca who makes a mistake and leads to the NYU point. So impressed right now by that Bomber defense.
Just putting bodies in the right spot, and at the net, if there's one part where NYU may outclass Ithaca, it is with the pure height. They have taller players in that front line, but you wouldn't be able to tell by now. Ithaca's just making all the right moves.
Slavin for Graper. Rather Edison Ledbetter, an excellent one. Ledbetter and Graper, the two middle blockers for the Bombers. And now we come back to one of the better players on the floor in Gabriela Gonzalez-Abreu. Top spin on the serve. Chance for NYU. Nelson hammers it. It's out off Ithaca. And NYU now crawling back just a little bit.
And Wesley Slavin, one of the best players across all of Division III, won the Liberty League Most Valuable Player Award, but the one thing is that she is only 5'7". When you get her jumping at the net, there's ways you can work around her. Slavin is so good with her feet on the floor, but you catch her in the air, NYU knows you have a chance to get a point.
What she does do well is set her teammates right there, Naomi Claus. Nelson, big swing. Oh, what a dig from Altland. Claus again. Hammer. NYU has it. Another one. All the way to the scorer's table. Bombers couldn't get to it. Altland the closest. And that one going to be attributed to Spearenberg. Now just a 2-point game.
Heck of a hustle from Altland, though. Diving out towards the scorer's table, trying to make a play. But when you dig it out and you get it well out of play, not much you can do.
NYU's won 3 of the last 5. They've got Slavin on a clean one. Oh, my goodness. What can he even do there? Addison Ledbetter practically sends a Jacob deGrom fastball at 100 to the floor.
If you're on the other side of that, pack your bags, walk home, and take the first bus you can somewhere far away. You do not want to be on the receiving end when Ledbetter puts down the hammer.
Her serve just as good. Soft touch. Diving was Altland. Gonzalez-Abreu for a soft touch of her own. 12-8 Ithaca.
Gonzalez-Abreu just so smart. Everybody knows when you have the arm and you have the speed and power of GGA, they're going to back up. Why not just play it right in the middle?
Gonzalez-Abreu doing a great job, and Ledbetter on the other side with a service ace.
This is where the Bombers get dangerous. They're playing cohesive. They're playing as a core, and that's why NYU needs a timeout.
NYU with their second timeout of the period. With that, let's send it down to the third member of our team in Molly Golden.
Thanks, Devin. And Coach Stillwell, she has not taken her foot off the gas. Even when Ithaca was on their run in that last part of the set, she was still calling for coverage spots, still checking out the errors that her team was making. They missed a couple serves. They weren't covering properly against that NYU offense. So Stillwell has not taken her foot off the gas, keeping her intensity, relaying the same message that she's been telling her team all season. Guys?
Thank you so much, Molly. NYU, such a formidable opponent. You look just a year ago when these two teams faced. It was NYU who was the number 20 team in the country, and they picked that one up in 4 sets. It was really a dominating game for the Violets when the first set 25-13 and their other two 25-18, 25-21. That, to this point, was the only time in Tara Stillwell's career as the head coach of the Bombers where she even picked up a set against a top 20 opponent. That changed last week. Bombers have been doing a great job at finding that rhythm. And right here, you can see this Bomber team is different than they were a year ago. Funny how an offseason can change a team so much.
And this South Hill squad, riding so hard, they had some magic in Pittsburgh. Carnegie Mellon Invitational, you knock off a top 10 Johns Hopkins team and a top 10 MIT squad, both within the top 7, really some of the best teams in the country. Once you know you can beat competition like that, sometimes just seeing it in the box score brings you to a new level.
Great dig by Gonzalez-Abreu. Draper tries for the tap. Now it's Nelson's turn, and no one can deny that. Inevitable for the best player on this side of the NYU Violets in Grace Nelson.
Her 81st consecutive start for the Violets. Grace Nelson has been making an impact on this team since the moment she got to NYU's campus. If anyone's going to respond, it will be Grace Nelson.
Knuckleball too far. Another one for Ithaca. Just not NYU sets so far. Just barely hitting above even at 0.48. Bombers doing a good job hitting 26% right now.
It's a dangerous face back there with Slavin on the serve.
Here she comes. Spinner kept in the air by NYU. Hammered down by Spearenberg. Bombers, other side. Good touch by Claus. Now once again into the net. Casey Cho couldn't get it.
Casey Cho coming into this one. I played 13 sets, 27 kills. An incredibly impactful player, but on this left side near to us, she's been having some miscues, and the Bombers have been looking towards her way.
Slavin again, 15-9 the score. Goes with the power serve this time. Touch over Spearenberg. Benedict now to set up Claus. Right-handed swing to the back line. One more from NYU. The block from Claus and Draper. So good.
You can't touch what's going on over on the left side of the net. Graper's hands are some of the best in all of Division III, and Naomi Claus knows how to spike with the best of them. Anything towards that side of the net has been a no-go for the Violets.
Graper has been this team's main middle blocker now for a couple years, picking up that role in a predominant level back in her sophomore season. Big freshman to sophomore jump for her. Slavin service error, now Spearenberg's turn. Near side on the service line try. Benedict reception. How about Claus? Denied. Cho at the line, her fourth block of the year.
And there's Casey Cho. I said they were targeting her early in the game. She had a couple of miscues, but that's the Casey Cho that NYU's been seeing all season. Great hands, way to get right up towards the net, make it hard for the Bombers.
Another good dig. Slavin hustling. Owens trying to get there soon. Nelson on the other side for Cho. Big block. Once again, it's those two. Claus and Draper. No denying them. Bombers up 17-11.
Just an incredible play from Naomi Claus. No matter where she rotates on the court, she's going to make the same impact. One of the best players in the Liberty League, and boy, is she showing it.
Garcia for the serve. Nelson reception. Cross-court tip. Confuses the Bombers and misjudges it. Amazing play by Chloe Hines. Just mistimes the block.
Gonzalez Abreu got up so high looking to make a play. If that was the correct timing, there's no way NYU could have responded. But a nice move from the Violets there. You show like you're going to hit it hard, just softly over the top. GGA just couldn't reach it.
17-12, serve too far. These errors continuing to rack up.
And that's got to be what Coach Andrew Brown is going to say to the Violets in between these sets. They're not playing bad volleyball by any stretch of the imagination. They're just beating themselves time and time again.
Overall 9 errors, 7 overall, and 2 service errors. Serve there from Benedict makes it tough. Other side, Owen. Top tube. Other side blocked. And it's the Bombers' way.
Gonzalez Abreu, 2 straight seasons on the All-Liberty League first team, having another incredible start.
Ellie Benedict, the captain, sends it back left. Top true digs. Owen with a quick touch, or rather Nelson. Now for Gonzalez Abreu, and she targets top true. Big swing, most powerful one on the side of the Bombers at its prime. And you see it right there. The race to 20 in favor of the Bombers in set number 1.
Most people need a ladder to reach the top shelf like that. Not Gabby Gonzalez Abreu. She goes leaping and makes it very difficult for NYU to make a play.
What a serve from Ithaca. Benedict so good. 16 service aces, only 13 errors going into this game. Averaged half a set so far this season. 21-12, Benedict puts one high. Chu reception, big swing now, Spearenberg. Draper gonna set it over, rather Ledbetter just not strong enough.
Looked like a little bit of miscommunication, maybe trying to set up Gonzalez Abreu, but it was rolling over the top of the net. Gabby Gonzalez Abreu says, Ledbetter, next time, just sweep it right over, keep playing ball. Ithaca's still in it.
Trying to redeem herself, Ledbetter gets denied of the net. Slowly crawling back. NYU saying, just when you thought I was out, you pull me right back in.
The Bombers just have to keep their foot on the gas. They've been playing more competitive. They haven't been making the errors that the Violets have been making. You can't let it slip away right towards the end of the set. You just got to keep playing.
Slavin for Gonzalez Abreu. Dangerous tandem, and you see why.
And what can those two not do? You put something up high for Gabby Gonzalez Abreu. She brings it down every time, and that's a great way to get the momentum back.
22-14. Owen at the line. Bombers looking to close this set out quick. Nelson going to have something to say. Just a dud off her hand.
Grace Nelson averaging 2.4 kills per set. Just overthought that one. Trying to get back too much on one single hit of the ball. Sometimes you just got to take a step back, and maybe Nelson will be able to do that in between sets because the Bombers are rolling.
Far side. Garcia keeps it up. Another set for Gonzalez Abreu. And the same thing happens on the other side for Gonzalez Abreu. Just kind of a dud and a little bit of an error.
Two of the most talented outside hitters that you'll find on the court. Just trying to do too much. They want to fool the other squad, and it just, as you would say, is a dud off their hand both times. Eye for an eye.
Ledbetter with some power. Other side Bombers trying to keep it up. They do. Gonzalez Abreu for the finish. Oh, great keep up. Quick set over. No one there. 23, now to 16 for NYU.
Got to give Karina Garcia some credit there. An incredible dig to keep the rally alive for the Bombers originally. Then she just has to make up too much ground. A well-hit ball from the Violets finds the court. But Garcia's moving all around.
Bombers facing a little bit of trouble, trying to keep it going. Good, strong hit by Gonzalez Abreu. Cho to the other side. Dig by Outland. Free ball from GGA. And hammered to the floor. Spierenberg with conviction.
Yeah.
And a timeout come from the Ithaca Bombers and Tara Stillwell.
Right what I was going to say. I think the Bombers needed a timeout there, regroup, and work your way out of this set clean.
Let's send it now down to our sideline reporter in Molly Golden with more.
Thanks, Deb. Down here on the sideline, Stillwell pulled her team into the huddle and just said, stop messing around. She knows her team can execute against this NYU team. We just saw it go on their run. But now she's telling her team, stop. Focus back in, play Bomber volleyball, execute. That's their word of the day today, is just execute. Execute on everything they can control. Guys?
Thank you, Molly. You can see the intensity on the left side of your screen right now. Coach Tara Stillwell loves this team so much, but it's tough love that she gives to the Bombers.
And Devin, you can't argue with what she's saying down there. Good ear from Molly. I think the only thing this Bombers team is not doing and why they haven't won the set yet is just not executing on the small factors of the game. They're only 2 points away, just have two really good outings in consecutive order, and you walk out of this set with a win in it. Coach Tara Stillwell knows these girls can play with the best of them. She just wants to see it for 2 more points at least.
Just need those two, the magic number. New libero in for NYU. We come in once again, some trouble. Ledbetter with some conviction again. 1 point away for the Bombers.
And there's Ledbetter's 5th point of the set. That one may be the most emphatic. It puts them 1 away, puts the Bombers on the edge of starting this game out real hot.
Ithaca just barely. Nelson gonna free it over, no one there. A special player with a special play.
And that's the thing for Ithaca. You get a serve that goes so well in your favor, but credit to the Violets front line. If you're able to respond, it completely throws off the rotation of your defensive side. Heads up play from Nelson. Nobody's in the zip code of the front left side of the court. She just places it right there.
Here it is. Could be the one. Claus to finish. Not yet. Wu keeps it alive. Nelson trying to keep her team alive. Now Wu to send it back over for Nelson. Block not good enough. Ledbetter the closest. And they're crawling back. The NYU Violets trying to keep this one close.
Grace Nelson doing everything she can to keep the Violets involved. She's made 3 straight superhero plays.
Claus ends it. And for the first confirmed time since 1995, the Bombers take a first set win over the NYU Violets at home. More on the sideline, Molly Golden.
Thanks, Dab. And this junior class for Coach Sarah Stillwell with Gabrielle Gonzalez-Abreu, Naomi Klaus, and Wesley Slavin was her first recruiting class, actually. Wesley Slavin, the reigning Liberty League Player of the Year. She told us she's in the gym every day this summer, getting touches any way she can. Gabriela Gonzalez-Abreu, Stillwell went to go watch her back at one of her camps in Florida, and she was out beating the D1 recruits she was against, so that's when she knew she was special. And Naomi Klaus is just the heart and soul of this team. One of 2 captains. She's always keeping the energy up and always keeping this team focused. She's hand in hand with Stillwell at these games, just communicating and talking and how to keep the team on board. Deb, back up to you.
We've seen it in the game so far. Thank you so much, Molly. But Coach Tara Stillwell preaches how good of a person Naomi Klaus is. 1 kill, 2 errors. Not her best start to the game, but much more volleyball to play here on Bombers Sports YouTube. Devin Jarvis, Colin Martin, and Molly Golden. We'll take a short break here. We'll be back in about a minute 30 for set number 2. Bombers win the first.
Ithaca College volleyball returns for the second set. They took the first against the Violets of NYU. Colin Martin, Devin Jarvis, and Molly Golden down on the sideline. We got you covered for the second set and more. A convincing one, a 25-19 victory. In the first set of play, it was the first-year Addison Ledbetter leading the way with 5 points, and the usual suspects, Naomi Klaus, Gabby Gonzalez-Abreu, Ella Graper, Ellie Benedict, go down the list. Every single one of them making an impact, Evan.
They're doing a great job so far. A really balanced attack from the Bombers. 5 points, like you mentioned. Ledbetter leads. She's been the standout. You know what's so interesting about this Bomber team is my first year was the first year seeing this team when Gonzalez-Abreu, Klaus, and Slavin were first years. So you're kind of expecting that trend to continue. It really hadn't. We got spoiled with such good young players, but Ledbetter brings that back. She's been elite in her first season with the Ithaca Bombers.
And just 1 year earlier, hey, I came to campus, and so did a couple of other impactful players. Ella Graper, her development has been quite incredible. And the big thing here is that when she exits the court, it doesn't necessarily feel like all is lost. She's an incredible middle blocker. And Addison Ledbetter, the way she came along in this first year, we talked to Coach Tara Stillwell. She told us, hey, she's getting the opportunity because we only have a handful of middle blockers, but she would be earning it even if we had All-Americans on this team. She's been incredible thus far.
Yeah, she's been essential, too. You needed her right now. Not a lot of middle blockers. A little bit of a hole in this roster when it comes to depth, but it doesn't feel like that on the court when they can beat top 10 teams in the country.
And both teams walk back onto the court. Once again, Ithaca took set number 1 by a score of 25-19. Dominated early, NYU battled back, but Ithaca able to maintain and hold on. It's Gabby Gonzalez-Abreu, the junior, lining up for the first serve of the second set of play. Dug out, big spike from Nelson on the left side, met at the line by Ledbetter.
You can just see the energy in set number 2. Nelson, the captain for this Violets team, coming out with some intensity. High fives all around on a big tone setter to begin set 2.
Ledbetter got a hand on it, but pushed it straight out of bounds for the first point. NYU up 1-0. Slavin over to Claus. Dug out. Here come the Violets. Spike straight down. 2-0. And that was Jessica Spierenberg with the spike.
You're going to have to see the intensity come out from the side of Ithaca. When they're not communicating, that's not when they're at their best. A little quiet right now on the right side of the floor.
Felicia Wu sends over to the serve. Benedict up. Graper. Push, but dug out. Spike attempt from NYU, met at the line by Ledbetter. NYU still rallying. Ledbetter getting hands on, and it will be points Ithaca way.
Bombers doing a good job right there with their defense. That was the standout in the first set, and now we see it come alive. This is a game of waves. The Bombers just had more waves than NYU in set number 1.
The first-year student out of Glenview, Illinois, Addison Ledbetter. We've been saying her name all night long. She comes ready for the serve. Official blows the whistle. Just picked up something from the ground, but now the court is clear. 1-2 serve. Dug out. Spike. Claus with her hands in the right spot. And here's Claus again. Tipped by NYU out. Claus with the point all tied up.
Just as we were saying before, Naomi Claus, a leader off the floor and on the floor, gets her get back right there.
Claus on the outside is a dangerous sight. Now the set 2-2. Ledbetter fires into the net. NYU will take the free point and take their turn to serve.
They're going to make a lot of substitutions. Some new names on the floor to begin this set for the Violets. Now we get those similar names once again. Ava Lonsbach, Chloe Hines, Grace Nelson still out there as Lonsbach gets the serve.
Lonsbach with 64 service aces last season. Sends one over to Benedict, who digs it out. Over the top, Claus, push. Met by a wave of Violets. Now Nelson firing. Benedict's in the right spot. Back up into the air. Here's Gonzalez Abreu. Too much mustard. NYU takes another point.
Nelson doing a good job right now, putting pressure. She's jumping higher. She's hitting harder than she did in set number 1.
Lonsbach, the senior setter out of Los Angeles, California, lines up for another serve. Benedict up in the air. Here's Graper. Push shot. Met at the net. Benedict. Claus. Good return from the Violets. Over the net. Slavin finds it, but pushes it too far out of bounds towards the stands. And NYU has taken a 5-2 lead in the second set of play.
Yeah, just couldn't quite find that same opportunity on the dig for Slavin. Such a good defensive setter for really what the expectations are in her role. Just couldn't quite get it there.
Lonsbach to serve once more. NYU cruising much further in the second set of play. Claus met at the net. Push shot over the top. Lonsbach is in the right spot. Nice dig from the Bombers at the net, and it finds the ground. Another point on a strong volley for the Violets.
Bombers just too congested at the net, leave that gap on the left side of the floor. NYU looked like a different team in set number 2.
NYU looking to clean up the errors from that first set. They've been coming out strong in the second. Up in the air, Graper. Back Bomber way, here's Claus. Dug out. Nelson. And pushed over the net by Outland. Right place, right time. The Bombers will take that one.
Bridget Outland with a really, really good one right there. Diggs sends it back over in one foul swoop. And now you get Wesley Slavin at the service line. This a big service set for the Bombers. They need to get at least a couple and bring this game back tied at least.
Slavin's 3-6 serve. High into the air on the dig attempt, and the official is standing in the way. Whistle blows. And they'll replay the point. Duro Topchu and the official looking in the same spot. They'll run that one back.
First time for everything.
And heads up play from the official. She was moving, but the ball just took a weird angle, and here's Slavin once more. 3-6, dug out towards the Bombers' side, and a great serve and a service ace for the 2024 Liberty League Player of the Year.
So good, nothing you can do right there. You know, her first one, if not touched, was likely going out. You respond there with a much cleaner serve that NYU can't even respond to.
Bombers looking to strike back. Here's Slavin. And the return out of play. Bombers will take the point. Another service ace for Slavin.
Back to back. She's so good at the line. Now her third of the day.
Wesley Slavin, 925 assists last season. She makes an impact in the service department as well. Spike from Grace Nelson off the hands of Gonzalez Abreu, and NYU steals a point. Nelson and her impact today cannot go unnoticed. That marks her 6th kill of the match. Here she is lined up to serve. Right over the net. Popped in the air. Great tip from Owen. And a nasty move. No need for the power, just finesse from Brianna Owen.
Now we see the Bombers slowing this back. Good response. And making this real close after a great start from the Violets.
NYU came out hot. We'll see how Ithaca responds. Popped into the air, a nice hit from the Violet side, and back and forth we go.
Little delay on the swing, sets the blockers off their mark. Gonzalez Abreu the closest, and just can't leave an opportunity for Ithaca to keep it in.
Here's Jessica Spierenberg, the senior out of Ramsey, New Jersey. She sends her serve, Benedict. Slavin over to Owen, and that one, Spierenberg. Almost looked like she went out of play. She might have been able to let that one hit the ground. She works her way under it. Can't put it in a good spot for her teammates, and Ithaca takes the point from it.
But beautiful on the side of Owen, little Matthew Stafford, no look to make it in.
Brianna Owen having a real strong set thus far. Here's the libero, 5th-year Benedict. She sends her serve. Violets swarm. Benedict under it herself. Over the top, Gonzalez Abreu. And it's ruled out, a real close play. It will go NYU way. Oh boy, and it looks like Gonzalez Abreu put it in the perfect spot. But it's ruled a Violet point. Rather, they will give it to the Bombers, and deservingly so. Over the top, there's the one that goes NYU way.
Just to go back 1 point to that Gonzalez Abreu kill. Textbook all around. You have Benedict sliding in like she's Cristiano Ronaldo after a goal. Sets up Gonzalez Abreu, and it's a beautiful set piece.
A perfect set, a perfect spike. But NYU responded. They're up 9-8 in the second set of action. Looks like Brianna Owen wasn't able to put it in play. And it's another Violet point.
But you look at what NYU's doing better right now. Hit just 51 in set number 1. They're hitting 429 here in set 2. How much things can change just from set to set. You're going to play a lot better when you don't make those errors.
A big serve from Alden Roberts has too much on it. Too deep into Bomber territory. Here's Brianna Owen. Her serve. Set up. No spike attempt. Benedict's under it. Over the top. Big shot from Ledbetter. And it's all tied up.
And that's the slide in action. Ledbetter from the middle of the court moves to the corner. And Wesley Slavin, with eyes in the back of her head, knows exactly where to put it.
The grad student Benedict, 9 digs on the day. She's playing well. Spike attempt. Gonzalez Abreu saves it. Over the top. Teams play on. Spike from the right side. Benedict's there.
Incredible.
Up and over. Gonzalez Abreu. It's met. Here come the Violets. Benedict's there again. Dig after dig. Here's GGA. Too much. And it's a point. Violets. What a rally.
But the defense there every single time on some really, really tough ones for Ithaca. Benedict's everywhere on the court doing a great job making those reads.
Ellie Benedict has been flying all over the court, but NYU time and time again able to find themselves on the right side. Here's Gonzalez Abreu. Tip drill, point Bombers. It's tied up again. Gabby Gonzalez Abreu worked so hard on the last point, felt like she kind of deserved it there, and it was all gas, no brakes. Booming shot to tie the game up at 11 here in set number 2. Here are the Violets. Spike attempt. Great one from Grace Nelson. Volleying back and forth. Grace Nelson puts the Violets back in the lead. Here's the sophomore libero, Felicia Wu. Wu over the top. Gonzalez Abreu. Now here's Claus at the net. Put in a bad spot. Claus had to make a play right towards the net on it, and she's unable to get a hand on it.
See, every time they get this game drawn in the second set, NYU's doing a good job at recognizing and responding.
Wu sends it over. Claus, Ledbetter, back to Claus. Too much. NYU starting to pull away, but still a whole lot of volleyball to play.
This set far from over, but just the adjustments from NYU, palpable.
Felicia Wu, Gonzalez Abreu digs it out. Claus. Wu's there once more. Over the top. Nelson met at the net, but it goes NYU way. Falls in Bomber territory.
And that's a tough one. You make the block if you're Slavin, kind of a 50-50 ball, playing tightrope on the top of the net. Just goes your way, and you can't keep it alive.
So NYU takes a 15-11 lead in the second set, and we'll send it down to the third member of our broadcast team. Molly Golden, what you got?
Thanks, Colin. Down here on the sideline, and Coach Stillwell, she's honestly not happy with the performance of her team so far. She's in several of these huddles in the second set, saying she's not happy. She's not happy her way is team. She thinks her team's got more income. They should be coming out harder. They should be swinging harder. They should be beating NYU more. She knows that her team is more capable than the performance that they are putting on the court right now. So we'll see what happens. Back up to you.
Thanks, Molly. And you're starting to get a quotable from head coach Tara Stillwell. Energetic would be not doing her justice enough. She cares for this team so deeply. We've mentioned it a handful of times on the broadcast, but truly, Devin, there aren't enough times we could say it for it to really be portrayed to this audience.
Yeah, I mean, it is so contagious. When we got to sit in her office and hear her talk about this team, you just understand how much passion she has for Ithaca Volleyball. It's a really special coach to have with this team. One of the better ones on campus, and one of those coaches where you go into a foxhole for him. You do anything to play for him, anything to fight for him.
And we'll see if the motivation can earn the Bombers some points back. Wu sends it over. Gonzalez Abreu at the net, slaving up to Claus. Claus down, and a point goes towards the Bombers. Well placed from Claus, and a miscommunication on the Violet side means 3 points for the Bombers.
Bombers out of breaks have been doing a great job. Got to keep it a run, though.
Here's the first year Ledbetter. 12-15 serve. Over the top, and a great shot. Jessica Spierenberg did it herself.
Constant communication on the sideline between the Bombers right now. When they're subbing on and subbing off, Tara Stillwell is keeping this fluid.
Here's Ava Lansbach serving for the NYU Violets. Over the top, Gonzalez Abreu. Slavin, Claus, big hammer. Point Bombers.
When she gets those opportunities where there's no one in her way, a perfect set, she's undeniable. First team All-Liberty League player a season ago for good reason.
And this is where the Bombers have had to earn their points. When Slavin is serving, this Bombers team feels like they're in the perfect spot. Here's her first. Met by the Violets, there's Benedict. Over the top, Claus. Great dig, hits the ceiling. NYU still playing. Over the top, there's Benedict. Slavin. Sneaking over is Naomi Claus. Top two, over the top. Gonzalez Abreu on the back line. Slavin, Claus again. Great hands from NYU. The point stays on. And met at the wall. The Bombers earn that one. How about Brianna Owen?
insane. Gotta love these rallies from a spectator point of view, but it's beautiful volleyball as well. The defense for the Bombers just too much for NYU at the moment.
Something about watching two well-coached teams. 14-16, NYU holds on. Met at the line, great play from Graper. She hits the Jordan shrugs, and I didn't even mean to do that. It's natural, isn't it?
It is. It really is.
The Bombers nearing a chance to knot things up once again. They've been great out of that break. Here's Slavin. Another serve in a great spot. NYU, how will they respond? They'll be met at the line. Ella Graper, shrug your shoulders again. That one looks cleaner than the last.
That one was almost more Kobe. No reaction at all. Yeah, I do this every day.
Derek Rose, game winner. Carry me off the court. I won't even look.
It's really nothing special anymore.
We know that Ella Graper is one of the most talented middle blockers you'll find on the South Hill. All tied up at 16 in the second set. Over the top, there's Nelson. And Gonzalez Abreu did such a good job in that back left spot. But eventually you get a couple of those from Grace Nelson. You can't contain them all. Now here's the captain, Grace Nelson. Her time up to serve. 17-16. Over the top. Popped in the air. Slavin. Claus. Great dig. Still battling are the Violets. Over the top. There's Gonzalez Abreu. Slavin. Claus again. And oh my goodness, Lonsbach is having a day over there. Benedict gets her hands on. Brianna Owen. And that one goes NYU way. Too far outside.
Just great defense right now from NYU on the relentless attack from the Bombers. Claus can't do it twice. Go to the other side. Owen couldn't finish the job.
And that captain duo of Grace Nelson and Ava Lonsbach is having a day. There's Nelson with the serve. Gonzalez Abreu pops in the air. Graper tries to take it herself. NYU maintains. Here's a shot from them. Gonzalez Abreu. Dig again. Brianna Owen. Met at the line. Out of play. Bomber point.
It's been back and forth all set, but now you're getting to the point where these points mean just too much. 18-17, really close to getting to 20.
And the serve, every point means more. Not a great serve from Karina Garcia. Bombers will have to fight just that much harder. Every rally, every hit of the ball means something here. The Bombers with a chance to extend their lead in the match to a 2-set advantage. NYU with a well-fought set here could put it equal. Benedict. Slavin. Over the top, met at the line. Great work from Brianna. Owen earns a point as NYU just knocks it straight out of bounds.
There's something special to a player when not only can they hit hard on their kill attempts, but also recognize where to put it. Owen sees the outside of the block, understands, okay, I can go up the line, or they block it out of bounds, and that's what happens, the latter.
Benedict with the serve and now the dig. Slavin over the top. Brianna Owen right back to the Bombers. In the air. Owen again, soft touch. Slavin. Benedict. Here's GGA. Brought back by the NYU Violets right over the net and in the hands of Gabby Gonzalez Abreu. Just fell straight to the ground.
Just couldn't quite get it. Really, really close. Boy, is this a good set.
Both teams battling. 20-18 lead for NYU. Alden Roberts with the serve up and over. Slavin to Gonzalez Abreu, met at the line. What a play from the right side. Coco Barton got in on that one again. 21-18. Alden Roberts, the junior out of Norfolk, Virginia, fires one too far. Bombers feel like they might have got that point for free.
That's a really, really big error right there. NYU on a big run, slow things down. You give things back to Brianna Owen on the line, and now this is Ithaca's big chance to bring the game back in their favor. You lose it, it might be the set over.
There's Owen's serve over. NYU, nice little tip. Bombers still playing. Ledbetter stays alive. kill attempt. Benedict's got it. There's Gabby Gonzalez-Abreu met at the wall. And the Bombers get the point as that one flies out of bounds. We've seen that story a couple times.
We have. Again, you recognize the opportunity, commit to it, and get the point if you're Ithaca.
Some great work from Gabby Gonzalez-Abreu, 20-21 in set number 2. Well, now's a great time to send it down to the talented Molly Golden. Molly, what you got?
Thank you, Colin. Let me nerd out for a second. I played volleyball in high school, so I'm just going to explain what Gabby Gonzalez-Abreu just did and why that was such a smart play. She read her blockers. She knew what their shoulders were doing, and she knew if she could perfectly place her hand to where her blockers were already tilting towards outwards, that was the mind that Gabby Gonzalez-Abreu had as she went up for that hit. She knew to utilize that, and if it went off the hit, it went right out, and now this turns around for the Bombers into a crucial last 5 points for them. Guys?
Molly, have you thought about joining the team as maybe a student assistant coach or a player?
I mean, listen, if they're here, if they want me, I'm right here. I'm ready to go. Give me a clipboard and I'm there.
That's awesome.
So much talent from the Ithaca team. Maybe they don't need our very own Molly Golden on the court, but I say give her that clipboard. Why not? She's got a brain for the game, and Ithaca is going to need all hands on deck to work their way out of what has been a competitive set. Gabby Gonzalez-Abreu, well, she was a star freshman, the best in the entire Liberty League, and there was no sophomore slump in sight last year. 2024 All-Conference first team and a junior year that looks to be just as good. Here's NYU. Over the top at the net, Bomber point, as it was Chloe Lemons who couldn't sneak it over.
What has Ithaca been doing well all match? Responding after timeouts. They have such a fantastic head coach. They tell you the right things. Tara Stillwell at the helm and gets this team's ready out of breaks.
Here's Brianna Owen. Serve is over. Great place. Now the Bombers have a chance to set up something special. Benedict, Slavin, Gonzalez-Abreu, soft touch. NYU keeps it alive. Over the top and in no man's land. There's a response from Chloe Lemons.
What a fantastic one right there from Lemons. This Bomber team was making it so difficult for NYU. Couldn't really get a clean set to one of their hitters. Doesn't matter. Lemons gets it done.
And now here's Lemons with the serve. NYU 22, Bombers 21. Slavin, Ledbetter, met at the net and fired up is the captain, Grace Nelson. Point goes NYU way. They're only 2 away from winning set number 2. Chloe Lemons lines up once more. The Ithaca defensive unit will have to be on their A game. It starts with Benedict. Now Slavin, tail-hold as time. Gonzalez-Abreu does it again. Molly on the sideline. You taught me the ropes, and Gabby Gonzalez-Abreu gave me an incredible example. What you got on that? We'll hear from her another time. Molly, incredible stuff on the sideline. Can't wait to hear what you think about Gabby Gonzalez-Abreu. Unfortunately, sends one into the net was Gonzalez-Abreu. And now NYU only 1 point away.
This set not going to end easy. Pressure on the Bombers now to keep it alive.
Felicia Wu on the serve. Met by the Bombers. Claus, met at the net. It goes Bomber way. Wow, a ricochet from Naomi Claus. And Ithaca still in it. And a much-needed timeout for NYU. They're 1 point away from potentially winning set number 2, and now it gives us a chance to hear from Molly Golden. We'll hear from her in a moment's notice. She'll get that mic on. I'm getting a little ahead of myself because I can't wait to hear what she's got on Gabby Gonzalez-Abreu. She's been putting in the work, and Molly has as well. We finally got her, Molly.
Thank you, Colin. Apologies for that, technical difficulties on my part. But let's talk about NYU. They lost some key parts of their front row and their back row, and Taylor Odom and Uni Park, both All-Americans. They both started all of their games. So now who's going to step up? This team looks different, but they're returning some key pieces. Grace Nelson, the All-American outside hitter, returns for this team. She's the key in the front row, but also they returned their UAA Rookie of the Year, Chloe Hines. She's on the right side. She hasn't been getting a lot of touches last year, so everything's been going to Grace Nelson. But keep your eye out for Chloe Hines. She is a force to be reckoned with. UAA Rookie of the Year. Keep your eye out for her. She started every game last year on the right side. Back up to you guys.
Thank you, Molly. And as you mentioned, Hines is an incredible player, but it has been all Nelson. Hines has 5 kills of her own, but Grace Nelson, the captain, with 10. And NYU a singular point away from winning set number 2, but the Bombers are fighting right back. It's the first-year Addison Ledbetter with a chance to serve, and everybody's feeling fired up here in Ben Light Gymnasium. Ledbetter, good serve, dug out, met at the net, the Bombers get the point. The Violets can't sneak it over, it's all tied up at 24.
This is what you live for. Bomber volleyball making things interesting.
All tied up, here's Ledbetter. Over the net and hit straight out of bounds. The Bombers on the brink. You gotta win the set by 2, and here they are up 1.
This set far from over. May only just need 1 point, but NYU gonna hold strong.
Violets dialed in. Ledbetter towards the back line. Nelson can't get it over. The Bombers win set number 2. They're up 2-0 in the match. And Addison Ledbetter, a handful of incredible serves.
Just phenomenal. A special team, blanking right now a top 30 team in the country.
Both of these squads have had incredible starts to the year, but it's been all Ithaca thus far. Make sure to tune in for set number 3 when we return. But in the meantime, we'll give Molly one more shot. Molly, what you got on the final on that set?
Colin, I've got a little something about Ithaca's middle hitters. They've only got 2 middle hitters on this roster, which is not really normal for your average volleyball roster. It's senior Ella Graper and first-year Addie Ledbetter. They both get time, which is huge. Tara Stowell is able to mess around a little bit, give them each some time, put them both in their offense, and confuse teams. Ithaca runs an offense with multiple middle hitters going in, which is something not a lot of volleyball teams do, and something the Bombers have going for them. Guys?
Thank you, Molly. Bombers cruising, and we cruise our way to the 3rd set. We'll take a quick break. Make sure to return. You're listening to Bomber Sports.
Go.
Back for set 3. Bombers just need 1 more to take down their rival NYU for the first time since 2019 here in Ben Light Gymnasium. Devin Jarvis alongside Colin Martin and the 3rd member of our team, Molly Golden, on the sidelines for what has been an exceptional game, viewed by some of Ithaca's best teams and coaches from around the area. You got the women's basketball team in attendance, the men's basketball team too, as well as Coach Turper of the Ithaca football team with his wife in attendance for the first 2 sets. They've got a big game tomorrow against Hilbert. We'll be on the call for that on 91.7 WICB. Make sure to tune in. It's us 3 again. Devin Jarvis, Colin Martin, and Molly Golden with you when that begins.
It's almost a crew that needs no introduction. You want to listen to some Bomber Sports? Well, this is the 3 I'd like to provide for you. And you tuned into Bomber Sports on YouTube today, and you tuned into an incredible match thus far. Bombers lead 2-0. And boy, talk about the individual performances. So many people you could point to. Ellie Benedict with 15 digs has to be my MVP from that last set. She was everywhere, just doing it all.
I mean, oftentimes when you don't have a lot of points, you don't get the recognition, but Benedict just exceptional in that second set. So many points kept alive because of her, and the Bombers doing a fantastic job.
And we'll see what both sides draw up. For NYU, of course, you have to play with a bit of reckless abandon. There's no going back. You find yourself down 2 sets. Now the only decision that is to be had is to come back flying. You're playing with nothing to lose, and for the Bombers, it's a crew that never takes their foot off the gas. There is some motivation to sweep, of course, just because you want to win and you want to get out of here early, but it's much more demanding and much more of a statement piece if you can sweep a team at NYU that was formerly ranked, now still receiving votes.
Ithaca beat 2 top 10 teams last week, lost to a team receiving votes, and did not move a single spot from their number 20 ranking in the country. With 3 wins today, including what could be a sweep against a receiving votes team in NYU, boy, would they move up the rankings. NYU to begin in set number 3 with a serve. Miscommunication, but the Bombers keep it alive. NYU with a big chance. Nelson, error, and the Bombers draw first blood.
Grace Nelson doing her usual business of getting up close and personal, putting through good shots. That one just off a weird part of her hands. Seems like she didn't get the spin on it she wanted either. The Bombers will take the first point of the set.
Tried to get just a little bit too creative. Gonzalez Abreu now, too low.
And for as incredible as Gonzalez Abreu is, and she's had a great day today, you can tell she's frustrated. She's not having the service that she normally would expect from herself. Even though that's not going her way, she's still having an incredible day.
This NYU team, the first of 3 opponents on the weekend for the Bombers. Claus trying to put him away. Big chase by Wu, kept alive. 3 ball now for the Bombers. Slave in this set. Owen blocked at the line, and it's there.
Heck of a play from Brianna Owen. As you were about to mention, Devin, it's Swarthmore and Smith for the Bombers after this at the Invitational. We saw them play just moments before. You might have got it on the Bomber Sports stream. Smith won in 4 sets.
Smith College also receiving votes, will be a tough one. Benedict the serve, so good with it. Other side trying to respond, that was Dillon. How about Ledbetter? No sir. Nelson set over, kept alive now. 1 more for Slavin, 1 more for Ledbetter. Not quite, too many touches on the side of the Bombers.
Now Ledbetter's been getting a lot of work. She's been incredible all evening long, but just too many volleys straight to her. Can only keep it alive for so long.
2-2 the score for set number 3. Could be the last. Ithaca leading 2 sets to none against the NYU Violets.
It was a story of errors for NYU to start things off. Now when you look at the splits, they still lead. They have 15 as a team, but the Bombers sneaky have 12.
Yeah, Bombers were doing a good job in that first set of playing some clean volleyball. Did in fact increase their hitting percentage in set number 2 as they came back with the comeback victory. NYU right now hitting negative 500 in set number 3. Topspin serve. Here's Slavin to set up Owen. Big swing back corner, good read by Lonsbach. Other side now, it's Hines. Diving is Benedict. One-handed shot from Ledbetter, not quite yet. Nelson, big opportunity, off the antenna and out in favor of the Bombers.
And just such a smart play from Brianna Owen. You're put in that spot. You want to be aggressive. You're taught. Put hands to ball no matter what. She sees it's going inches out of play. Hits a step back out of the way. Heads up play from Brianna Owen.
Carmelo Anthony.
James Harden.
3-3. Bombers trying to make it 4-3. Claus, no doubt.
She's just got some swag. When she goes up top, there's not a whole lot of people on earth that can reach those heights. And she shows you some power and finesse on the way back down. You got to love when Claus just shows off the hops.
Really exploded in the second half of her freshman year. She has a chance right now. Sets to the other side. Slavin trying to pinpoint it. Paints the edge. But NYU keeping things interesting. Claus, soft touch, uses her claw. Other side, Nelson. Yep.
And every time we see a couple of bad plays from Nelson, she strikes right back and reminds us why she truly is one of the best that we're going to find here at Ben Light Gymnasium. She's all over the place, and while she has been getting a little aggressive in moments, plays like that where she just takes a deep breath, does what she does best, it feels like free NYU points when she's moving like that.
Uh-oh. Still lucky for the Bombers. Claus trying to finish it. Stuffed at the line. Doesn't matter. This is going to be a game to watch till the very last point, whether it be in set 3 or set 5. These teams so close. The Bombers trying to reach victory over the NYU Violets at home for the first time since 2019. NYU down by 1. Hines blocked. Nothing you can do. And it's out.
Too many hands, too many shots. Gabby Gonzalez-Abreu was just a roadblock. You can't move around it. You can try to slow down direct traffic, but nothing is moving you around GGA.
Communication there on the sideline for the Bombers. Just too strong from Garcia. You know, those runs in the first set were palpable from the Bombers. You had a lot of them, which almost led to the shock of how successful Ithaca was with a dominating first set win by a score of 25-19. Much closer in these final two. Slavin's going to catch a piece of the net on her set. Can't do that. 6-6 even.
And I think the second set of this game reflects more how we expected this one to go. Set number 1, NYU came out so flat that the Bombers were able to extend their advantage what felt like until the very end. Set 2, so competitive back and forth, and we're seeing it again here in set 3.
Gonzalez-Abreu. How about it? 7-6 Bombers.
Gonzalez-Abreu and Claus both are not having their best individual games of the season, but boy are they putting on a highlight reel, and boy are they changing momentum. That one really swings things Bombers in the gym.
Communication just not there for NYU. And just as we were mentioning, the run for the Bombers, they're on one right now.
And the Bomber sideline getting so involved. Impact, impact, impact no matter where you look. And everybody's fired up for this Bomber team to continue a run.
Ledbetter at the line. Big swing straight down.
And that's where we saw Casey Cho make a couple of errors in the first set. Exactly that area of the court. Right side in terms if you're looking horizontally, and towards the left side if you're on the court. That front left has been tough for Casey Cho.
Big response needed for NYU. And you see it right there. Trying to get something going.
And you saw a nice dig out of the coaching staff on the sideline, too. Coach Dos Los Santos Miranda got hands on.
Yeah, a little action. 9-7 now. Service line set for Roberts. Back corner, Slavin, cross court. GGA up in the air. Benedict to Slavin once again. Gonzalez-Abreu, this time with some recognition of the block. Reads the block, and you took the words out of my mouth. Doing a great job.
It's inevitable. She reads that so well. Doesn't matter which one of us gets the last word and says it, because everybody watching is thinking the same thing. Hey, Devin, at home, they're probably saying it themselves.
Powerful swing from Slavin. Other side, touch over. No one there. Barton sends it down, the middle blocker for the Violets.
Coco Barton, talked about her a little bit earlier, the New Hampshire native, but don't think we've given her enough love. She's came through in big places as well. And credit to some sports media aspirations as well. Her aspiration, work in the WNBA.
The lead's starting to grow. And this may be the group you want on the floor a lot of times. Other than Ledbetter off right now. Deep serve to the back row for Gonzalez-Abreu. Stepped at the line, kept alive, other side. And here's NYU again. Dillon, free ball over. Slavin cross court. Claus can't get it. One more time. Dillon denied.
And Claus with the block but rallies like that are why you give Wesley Slavin an MVP trophy. Right place, right time, set up. But when there was miscommunication at the net, Slavin was the one who dug it out and put it in the right spot. Eventually, gets in the hands of Naomi Claus. You know the rest.
Coach Tara Stillwell recruited Wesley Slavin to come to this team, and she has seen the fruits of her labor. That one too strong on the near side. 12-9 the score. Lead growing a little bit more for the Bombers. NYU trying to keep it close.
Yeah, and the Violets needed that, and now it puts Felicia Wu with a chance to serve. She's been doing great in that spot all game long. Got to keep it going if NYU comes back.
Put up in the air. Slavin, other way. Graper. Not yet. Nelson trying to give something to say. Back line. Good dig out there by Gonzalez Abreu. Sets up Claus. Perfect.
Oh, she's heating up. You can see the fire symbol under her feet, it feels like.
Insane. Bombers lead by 4, the most of set number 3. And with more on the game so far, our sideline reporter, Molly Golden.
Thanks, Devin. Right after this third set, I got a conversation. I heard Tara Stillwell and Addie Ledbetter, and they were just joking around with each other because Tara has so much trust in Addie Ledbetter. Even as a first year, her trust in her, I even saw it, and it was very surprising to me. One of 2 middles on this team that I mentioned earlier, and she called on her to end that last set after her last service ace. And she had all the confidence and the trust in Addie to end that set. After it stretched out to extra points, she called on Addie and said, make your move, end this set. And that's what she did. So just speaking to how much trust Tara Stillwell has in her entire team and even her younger players, guys.
Ledbetter doing a great job so far. Bombers up by 4 as we exit the timeout. This game defined by the youth on either side. Specifically for the Bombers, the fact that you still have gotten one more year from Gonzalez Abreu, Claus, and Slavin is beyond ridiculous. You return 3 first-team All-Liberty Leaguers from their sophomore season, and you get 2 more years.
And most likely, all 3 of those players could be first-teamers again.
Yes.
Which means in their senior seasons, you're racking up players with multiple first-team appearances. We're not even going out on a limb to say that. So much talent, and this Bomber team truly feels like they can be the best in the country in 2025. Don't even get me started about 2026.
They want to chase that national championship crown. It's not going to happen all of a sudden. It's going to have to be a big push, but everything is set up for next year. You lose Graper, most specifically, you lose Benedict, but the offensive firepower you have surrounding those two all come back and all will be even better than the year before.
Incredible depth on this team as well can make that very possible.
13-10. Claus looking for 14, not yet, but Ledbetter is.
And there's Ledbetter finally showing off a little bit after the play. An incredibly humble player, but now when you get something like that, you take it, make it a one-person show and just knock it down yourself. You can laugh and grin after. What a play.
Owen at the line, just too strong. 14-11 the score. Bombers up by 3. NYU kind of preying on the weakness of Ithaca rather than creating their own points. Maybe that changes now with Nelson at the line.
Took my mouth again. You've been seeing the service errors be the issue for the Bombers. Outside of that, NYU really hasn't got much going.
Slavin setting up Claus. Diving from Wu, keeps it alive. Quick shot over off the net and out. Latan couldn't quite get it.
It was a heads-up play to try to make something out of nothing. A bad dig and not a great set from NYU. Didn't give them a whole lot of options. That's another miscue for the Violet side.
15-11. Sent back by Garcia. Here's a big opportunity for Nelson, and there it is. Ledbetter at the line, just frustrated, but it's because of that ultra competitiveness that Ledbetter has. Coach Stillwell says, I'm competitive. Addison Ledbetter is a different level than anybody else on this team, and it comes through in the best of ways.
Coach Stillwell says that she's in practice encouraging the upperclassmen, saying we got to step up, and you're seeing it on the court as well. It pays off.
GGA. Unbelievable. 2-time first-team All-Liberty Leaguer. A chance to go 4 times, only a junior right now.
You do not want to be on the receiving end when Gabby gets up.
Not quite the dig they wanted.
Great movement from NYU. They were all on the same page there. We talk about how they've really been capitalizing on Bomber errors. That time, just consecutive, competitive, and really smooth play from NYU earns them a point.
16-13. Jessica Ding at the line, sends it back right. Here's Slavin. GGA. Yes, sir. Violation against what looks like NYU, and they give it to the Bombers up 17-13.
Yeah, it looks like that Violet's front line was anticipating a Gabby Gonzalez-Abreu slam. Got a little too handsy around the net. They tried to return it anyways. It was points either way. And once again, Gabby gets up.
Slavin now at the line. She's been so good here. Trying to keep it going. Other way, quick response. High IQ play from NYU.
Yeah, and they caught the Bombers sleeping. Owen and Slavin, neither one of them really approached that spot of the court. Perfect placement and even better thought processing to earn the Violets a point right back.
NYU has failed to really cut at this deficit from the Bombers. It remained at 4 for so long. Now at 3, reception, trying to keep it up in the air. Draper sends it down. Now for Nelson, big swing, no one there. NYU keeping it close, the deficit at 2.
That was a Grace Nelson backpack moment. Say, watch out. Felicia Wu said, I'll get under that, try to set. I'm wearing that white jersey after all. Nelson stands right in front and earns her point.
Quick set over. Not quite yet. Sandwich at the line. Slavin again sets up Bowen. Kept alive. Wu, who does it. Now blocked at the line. Nelson, big swing. Out of bounds on the block. A 1-point match.
Nelson is really doing her best here. She's playing superhero mode.
We'll send it now down to our sideline reporter and Molly Golden. The game closest as it's been so far in set number 3.
Thanks, Devin. Tara Stowell, also same thing I was mentioning earlier, not happy with the performance of her team right now. She knows that they have more, they're capable of more. This team, they were leading to start this set, and then now all of a sudden the tides have been turning. NYU starting to come back a little bit, get in a rhythm, and now this is where the Bombers tend to exceed. Out of the timeout, after a little bit of a reset, they get some points back on the board, and they go on a little bit of a run. That's what Stowell's hoping to do with this timeout. Guys?
Thank you, Molly. Important that Bombers come out of this timeout with some electricity, but it's something we've seen them do consistently time after time so far in this match against the Violets.
Every big moment where the Bombers feel like they might have gone down, consistently they've been working their way back up. And one thing about this team is, of course, every coach in the country would like if their ladies went out there and dominated every single point. That just doesn't happen. What truly separates the great teams is when you do take that step back, when it looks like you may start to wane. How do you respond to this Bombers team? Some of the best responses you're going to find.
Well, the Bombers going to have a tall task. They're down by 1 and 8 points away from a sweep against the NYU Violets. It's Cho on the serve. Gonzalez-Abreu, free ball over. Little too cute with it, sends it outside. Tie game.
Good play from Cho there. She really wanted to go get it. She's fighting with everything she has, but sometimes you have to do, as we mentioned, just take that step back, and it knocks things up once more.
17-17 the score. Reception by Gonzalez-Abreu. Gets the set, gets the point. Bombers back with the lead.
Kill number 12 for Gabby Gonzalez-Abreu. This third set has really been hers.
She's trying to keep it that way. At the line now. Sends the ball to the back corner. Up in the air. Other way. Big slam down. And NYU's not going down without a fight.
Coco Barton right there again. A dangerous middle. Sometimes you don't see that right on the rally back over. But Coco Barton just jumps straight up, says, hey, it's my time. Ithaca's not going to extend that lead on her watch.
18-18. Wu sends it over. Slavin to Claus. So dangerous. Nelson with the dig. Huge. This time Cho. And the lead with the away team in purple.
Yeah, Slavin upset with that play right there. She didn't get the set that we expect for someone who by all means is the best setter on the South Hill and across the conference. But she didn't really have a whole lot of options. I thought she played that pretty well.
Gonna have to need a big one here. Diving out, everyone's diving. NYU keeps it in the air. This should be a good one for the Bombers. Big opportunity. Claus, back line. No one there on the miscommunication. The sideline jumping for joy, and the team composed on the hardwood. 19-19. Next point has 21st.
I love when we get Showtime Naomi Claus. She was going headhunting, saying, I'm going to bring one down. You better watch out. NYU just moved out of the way.
Top shoe reception, going right back over, slams it right down. Jessica Spierenberg.
Jessica Spierenberg, the senior. Last year in her third season with the Violets, she led NYU in total blocks, 114. Now here she is racking up a kill.
24 blocks going into this one. Leads the team by 2. 20-19 in favor of NYU. Knuckleball serve, Owen reception. Sent to Ledbetter, just out. And for the first time, the NYU Violets lead by 2 in set number 3. But they were in this position last time. Close to the set victory, but couldn't get the job done. Bombers diving. Owen. Now an opportunity for NYU. Hines sends it over. Owen there. Slavin to Claus. Big dig. Other side. Nelson, a big one. 22-19.
The Violets are really moving as one, and again, the right decision from Coach Tara Stillwell. You have to bring things back, communicate with your team, and work your way back into the lead here.
Bombers now down by 3, and with more on the game so far, our third member of our team in Molly Golden.
Thanks, Devin. One of the big things that I've noticed down here on this sideline is both of these teams love hitting cross court, really trying to attack those cross corners and trying to hand and find lines rather than just going on a random spree of trying to hit a specific spot. They love the cross corner, something both of these teams have been thriving on. Now it's just about getting back up into the block for the Bombers, adjusting the block, knowing that it's probably going to go across court, and having those blockers adjust and move their shoulders and fix that. Guys, back up to you.
Bombers now with a short leash if they want to make this a 3-set game. Have not swept the NYU Violets since October of 2000. None of the players on this floor were even born at that point.
Neither were you or I.
It's not saying that much.
No, it's
You know,
really
guys.
not.
I mean, you look great for our age.
They still call you the kid?
They used to. Not anymore. I'm a junior now.
The kids grow up, and hey, you know, nothing wrong with that. No Peter Pan. Sometimes we need you to get a little bit older and more experienced. And this Bombers team, they need to show their experience to walk out of this set with a win.
22-19. Big one for NYU. Benedict sets up Slavin, sets up Claus, back row, other side. This one going to be dangerous. NYU doesn't get the chance, and Claus sandwiches it. Oh, yeah. Serve back with the Bombers.
There's a reason you call her Showtime. It's because this is must-see streaming. Coming down to the wire, we couldn't expect anything less.
Strong serve. NYU needs this one, and they get it. Jessica Spierenberg. Inevitable.
Talk about how impactful Nelson's been, but Spierenberg has come through in some really important spots here. It feels like the NYU Violets have a grip on the game, then they start to lose it. Ithaca's coming right back in, but Spierenberg, the neutralizer.
23-20. Nelson at the line, 2 points away from a set 3 victory. Slave into the other side. Claus sends it down and out. A point for Ithaca.
It's all Naomi Claus right now. And here she is, rotation, exiting the game. She'll be back in soon. But boy, her efforts are not going unnoticed.
23-21. Can't give up the serve here. Straight down, Spierenberg. Great block, keeps it alive. Gonzalez Abreu, too much power. You can't do anything about it.
That one's off a top show and rolling into the court behind us. Eventually, they find the ball. They had to travel quite far to even see where that one went. A great slam from Gonzalez Abreu. Game's getting close.
Insane so far. Another thriller in set number 3 to decide the match. The Bombers just doing a fantastic job so far. Down by just one. And we'll send it down to our sideline reporter in Molly Golden.
Thanks, Devin. I followed Tara Stillwell into that huddle, and she seemed pretty relaxed, honestly, after Gabby Gonzalez-Abreu went for that hit right there. The momentum shifted in this gym. Yeah, I could feel it. I bet you guys could feel it. It flipped towards the Bombers, and Coach Stillwell knew that as she walked in the huddle. She walked in very relaxed and has now all the trust in the world in her team. She told them, guys, just play your game, execute what we've been saying the entire game. And pretty much that's what she's just been telling her team, and she has all the confidence in the world out of this half. Guys?
It's a very, very close one. What the Bombers have done best, we'll say it till we're blue in the face, but it's what they've been able to do out of breaks and out of timeouts. Biggest one of all right here. They're down by 1 and just need just 3 for the match.
It's going to be the senior Karina Garcia to start things off.
Serve goes left side. Reception by Nelson. Near side Cho. No serve. Wesley Slavin with the Dikembe Mutombo finger wag. And we're knotted up at 23.
Caitlin Cho still struggling in that spot. That one not even much of her fault. Ithaca just put too many hands there. She had to get creative, all knotted up.
And what a costly error that may turn out to be. It's win by 2 from here on out. NYU 1 point away from keeping this and pushing it to 4 sets. The Bombers on the other side want the sweep. Spierenberg on the serve. Sends it left side. Clean shot for the Bombers. Ledbetter sends it back row. Dig out by Nelson. Near side Cho now. Alive, sent over. What a sequence. Far side Hines in the air. Benedict. Gonzalez Abreu denied. Set 3 goes to the Violets.
And everybody was moving and grooving for the Bombers. Just great ball from NYU, and that is an ultimate momentum changer. The Violets staying alive, avoid the sweep, and now it's just building consistency from here on out. And what a set it was.
NYU getting better every single set. Let's now send it down to our sideline reporter in Molly Golden in just a few moments. The Bombers doing a great job so far, but need just one more set victory if they want to come out of this one with a victory. Colin, you got to imagine that they are going to have that mentality of coming back, forcing this to a best to 15 in set number 5 if it comes to that.
And I won't be surprised if Molly tells us about what head coach Andrew Brown has been talking about with that group. I mean, what a well-coached squad, and you really saw it in that set right there.
Molly, what do you have?
Thanks, Dev. Colin mentioned Andrew Brown, and I just listened to his huddle a little bit, and he just said, let's find a way to win. They just did that coming out of this third set, but now they want to find a way to win. They know they can win. They're capable right now, and that's what Andrew Brown has the faith in his team right now. He's talking his team through his huddle right now, just guiding them through, finding a way to win. That's their mantra and what's taking them through this fourth set. Guys?
Set 4 coming up, and the Bombers are set for just one more if they want to come home with the match. We'll take a break here on Bomber Sports YouTube. Bring things to set number 4 when we return in just 1 minute.
Bomber Volleyball back here on the Bomber Sports YouTube. They lead a match against the NYU Violets 2-1. We'll take you through the end of what has been an incredibly hard-fought match between two teams that very well might end the season ranked. Colin Martin joined by Devin Jarvis and the incredible Molly Golden on the sideline. Well, I call it the key three. We're here all day long, and it's been a crew of Bombers and Violets alike that have made this game possible.
A really, really special game so far, but you got to respect the comeback right now and the insane performance from Nelson. Grace Nelson right now leads the team with 17 points. Second place, more than 10 points behind Spearenberg with 6.5. And the Bombers on the other side playing a much more balanced game. Leading the way, Gonzalez Abreu with 13.5. Claus right behind her. Ledbetter close behind that as well. But overall, the Bombers relying on a group. And really, it's Nelson who's carrying this NYU team right now and forcing more sets.
We saw 2 sets to open up the match where Ithaca won, but Gonzalez Abreu and Claus really weren't combining for too much output. That third set, it was an L for the Bombers, but now they've worked their way up to a combined 24 kills. Well, here's the 2024 Liberty League Player of the Year, Wesley Slavin with the serve. Perfect spot, quick point for the Bombers.
How about that for a tone setter in set number 4? You got to come out fiery. This Bomber team did a great job at doing that in set number 3, couldn't get the victory. In set number 2, they struggled to start a little bit. Don't let it be the same this time.
Here's Slavin again, towards the back line, popped up in the air. Spike attempt, Benedict's there. Into the ceiling, Slavin finds it, Claus delivers, but it's met. Big wall at the line, Coco Barton got her hands on. And it looked like Stella Dillon also had hands on as well. Knotted up at 1, Felicia Wu has had some of the best serves for NYU. Popped into the air, Graper. And here's NYU at the line. Looks like hands got into the net, and it will be a point for the Bombers.
Libero's on for both sides right now. The Bombers going to work on, just keep on fighting. Ithaca's so good every single game, but fighting through this one, a much-needed win this would be against the Violets.
Karina Garcia fires over. How will the Violets respond? They did well. Graper got hands on, but a nice shot from the Violets knotted up. It was Jessica Spearenberg.
Doing a great job. She's been fantastic. Second in points so far for NYU.
Ava Wansback to serve once more. Averaging over 6 assists per set. And the captain provides a lot in the service game as well. Benedict, Slavin, Gonzalez Abreu met. Oh boy, what a play from the Violets front line.
Chloe Hines, so good. Doing a great job right now of keeping NYU afloat. When they're on this side of the floor, they've been playing some really solid ball. Bombers need to respond quick.
Our sideline reporter Molly Golden told us not to sleep on Hines. Well, the Bombers can't either. There's Naomi Claus. Nobody's sleeping on her. Violet's rebuttal. Benedict pops it up. Slavin in the spot. Brianna Owen. Here's NYU. Popped in the air, Garcia. Benedict. GGA. Too much.
A little bit of a spinner off the hand for Gonzalez Abreu. Hard to judge those when you're used to hitting perfectly still balls from Wesley Slavin. Switches it up, goes too far, and can't do anything about it.
The Violets cruising on the offensive end. Alon's back. It will be right back over the net. NYU, big spike, Benedict's there. Over the net again, tip drill. Owen responds. Here's an NYU setup. Met at the net, and it's going to be a point for Grace Nelson. What a fiery shot.
Really impressed by the way NYU's coming out of this set. They have the energy right now.
The Bombers known for their energetic style of play. NYU on the road showing their stuff as well. 2 in the air. Wands back. Over the top. Owens under it. Now Slavin. Gonzalez Abreu. NYU sends it over. Benedict always in the right spot. Slavin, the next best thing. Brianna Owen popped right back to her, out of play. Juan's back, couldn't get a good set. Tried to pop it straight back over the net. And it's a mistake that will give the Bombers an extra point.
Yeah, Bombers needed that one. Just stop the run from NYU. You put on the bandage to stop the hemorrhage, and you put maybe your best service line player in Emily Benedict at the line.
The captain, Benedict, fires it over. A misread. Top two. Thought it was flying out of play. Instead, it lands by her feet. A service ace for Benedict.
Incredible.
Well, that's a way to start your time. Benedict's going to try to keep it rolling. Not if the Violets have anything to say about it. Push shot. Garcia's there. Slavin as usual. Gonzalez Abreu, much too far. And it pops its way into the stands. Gabby just got too much on that ball.
Gonzalez Abreu is a player you give and you get. 13 kills so far, but 10 errors. Got to clean that up a little bit.
Well, here's Nelson. Over the top, out of play. Good choice from Brianna Owen and the Bombers as a whole, letting that one roll. Really one of the first mistakes in the service department we've seen from Grace Nelson. So there goes Brianna Owen. Her serve. Met by NYU. Over the top, and what a hit from Casey Cho. 7-5 lead for the Violets.
A lot of new names that have emerged as this game's gone on, Cho being one of them. Really, really good performances all around, but you got to see a balanced attack this time from NYU.
Jessica Spierenberg. Benedict's under it. There's Slavin. Gonzalez Abreu. Soft tap. Here we go again. Casey Cho. Bombers have hands. Slavin. Gonzalez Abreu. Power into the ceiling. Lost in the lights. But NYU has it. Garcia. Slavin. Ledbetter. Great move from the Violets. Benedict's got it alive on the Bomber side. Ledbetter again. Soft touch. How about the finesse from the freshman?
That's not something you get from first years. You don't get the frequency of improvisation. The ability to recognize a block, send it over on a tip instead of a big spike.
A great move from Ledbetter gives Gonzalez Abreu the chance to serve. The 6-7 serve. Over the top, Slavin does it herself. All tied up.
They're responding. They have the energy. Ithaca, impossible to beat when they get on runs like this.
Gonzalez Abreu lines up for more. NYU pops it right over the top of the net. And a bit of argument. Point will be discussed.
They're going to call him over, see the way to decide this.
Chloe Hines got a big one there. Sent it right towards the sideline. Initially looked like NYU was going to get the point, but there's going to be some discussion from the officials. And it will go Bomber way.
The NYU huddle just shaking it off. Can't believe the call. That's the right mentality. Uses motivation, if anything.
And with the way this game has gone back and forth throughout multiple sets, every point matters, but you can always bounce back. Joe, off the fingertips of the Bombers. And it's another point for NYU.
Was it any doubt after set number 2 that this game was going to be easy? I mean, or wasn't going to be easy for either side. Been insane so far.
Casey Cho came into this game with 31.5 points. She's cruising so far, tallying on an extra 5. 8-8. Bombers. Claus can't see it. It's going straight towards the post. Not much she could have done. And it gives the Violets one more.
Yeah, just a tough read right there. Couldn't quite get the dig reception, and that's how it plays out.
Now towards the back line, the first-year setter, Jessica Ding. Ding over the top. Gonzalez Abreu has to lay out. Big shot from Ledbetter. Responded towards the scorer's table. Holy moly, Ledbetter.
They just installed a new floor here at Ben Light Gymnasium. Now, the goal was to keep it in good condition, but when you have Addison Ledbetter step in the gym, she's making dents in the floor. You can see him from up here.
It's going to be the old Boston Garden. Larry Bird knew all the sweet spots. Ledbetter keeps adding more. Can she do any wrong? Ledbetter playing incredible. Ithaca takes a 10-9 lead. Ledbetter still serving. Nelson finds it. Miscommunication sneaks its way over the net. Bombers will have a good chance here. Hammer down. That one's Ella Graper. Ledbetter and Graper in the middle. Will they both find their way to the court here? Both of which making a big-time impact. Ledbetter's serve. Popped in the air towards the net. Big shot down. Coco Barton. That's a good response.
This game is nails. You have runs from either side right now. NYU doing a good job of keeping themselves in this game, or they might not have the energy.
Casey Cho fires one. And it gets the Bombers a free point as that one was well outside the zone. This is where the Bombers look to strike. You want to score no matter who's serving, but when it's Wesley Slavin, you like your odds. 12-10 lead. Set number 4. Bombers have a 2-1 set lead in the match. Over the net, Gonzalez Abreu. Slavin off the fingertips, can't get it. And it'll go NYU way.
Really good try from Gonzalez Abreu, who has been a really solid presence defensively so far this game. 8 digs. She's second on the team right there, solely behind the libero and Ellie Benedict.
Here's Chu. Benedict has hands. Slavin. Naomi Claus can't rack up a point. Up in the lights. Violet's return. Popped straight into the net. Stella Dillon got a bad read.
Sometimes you still do a good job throwing up the block. Whether or not you hit it, psychologically confuse the offense player and get the point. That's what happens right there.
Stella Dillon. She had played in 13 sets this season. She's been a huge impact all evening long against Ithaca. Service ace. Bombers keep rolling. And in the words of Chris Smooth, they need a timeout. Bombers looking to extend. They have a 14-11 lead in set number 4. Well, they have been cruising, and down on the sideline, it's our very own Molly Golden. Molly?
Thanks, Colin. One of the things I picked up, Karina Garcia, anytime the Bombers start to go on a run, she points up. And that's one of the things. She's done it several times. It's the message that she wants to get to her team. Let's run it up. Let's get it going. Let's bring the energy up. And she pointed up right as we went at the timeout, right as she went in after a big Gabby Gonzalez Abreu kill. Pointing up is what we've been seeing. Guys?
Thank you, Molly. Energy incredibly high. And Karina Garcia has been a big part of that for the Bombers. Well, it's a tight one in the 4th set of action. The Bombers looking to pick a big-time win up in Ben Light Gymnasium. What a game we've seen from the start to however we see the finish. As our friend Devin Jarvis said, it's been nails.
It's been a fun one. That's what you get with this volleyball team out of Ithaca. They will present you some fantastic games every single time. Electrifying to watch here in Benlight.
Well, here's Garcia. The energy shifter fires a serve over. Big energy shift. Stays up in the air. Tip drill. Slavin popped up. Benedict. Here's Owen. Great work from the libero on the NYU side. That one shot over just too much. Real close to the back line. But the Bombers pick up a point. Topchu was moving all around.
You could fit a paper's width between that ball being out and in. Crazy, but big for Ithaca to continue the run.
Karina Garcia fires another serve over. There's a big slam. Garcia's in the right spot. Benedict nearly falls over, but Gonzalez Abreu has a chance to pin him down. Stays alive. NYU over the top. Wow, Garcia. Benedict. GGA. returns. Here are the Violets. Nelson. Benedict has it. Slavin. Claus. Wow! And a great move. It was Brianna Owen who brought the hammer down.
Just insane. You have so many players on this roster who step up and play big time. 4 now in double-digit points.
Here's Nelson. Brought down. Bomber rebuttal. Met at the net. Bombers sneak it over. Chance to reset. Front line has a big chance here. Nelson tries to finesse. Great hands from Owen. They're still going. And wow, nobody was there. Stella Dillon found the perfect spot in the back line.
Bombers shift the defense. Good read by NYU to send it down. NYU doing a good job right now. They're still locked in. Deficit at 4. We saw this same lead for the Bombers a set ago when they couldn't come out with the set 3 victory.
Well, no lead has been safe in this one. Here's Ava Wansback. One of this team's many captains, the senior setter, fires it over. Bombers get ready. Gonzalez Abreu pops it right up. A whole lot of purple jerseys in one spot. Benedict high in the air. Slavin the setter. Gonzalez Abreu tries again. Much too far. That one rolled towards the basketball baseline. And it's a point for the Violets.
11 errors now for Gonzalez Abreu. But she still has been such a weapon for this team offensively.
Such a talented player. She's been put in some difficult spots. Can't be too surprised if we see her respond in a big way going forward. 16-13. Bombers. Violets fire. Graper meets it at the line. Graper again. Perfect placement. One more shot. Over the top. Slavin can't get a good read on it. Benedict went sliding. But no Bombers could get hands on, and it's another point for the Violets.
Super close. Great blocks at the front line. What happens when the middle's not working? Just go to the outsides. That's really where NYU has found a lot of their success so far today, is hitting to the outsides and from the outsides.
Bombers one set away from another big-time win. Brianna Owen wants it. Big-time kill. Brianna Owen, the sophomore. Wow.
Owen with that, but also Wesley Slavin. Just a beautiful set. You get it high enough for your player, a little bit of spin and send it straight down for Owen. She gets so high off the floor.
The chemistry has been undeniable. Big time shot. And there's Grace Nelson. You see it time and time again. When it feels like Ithaca's completely stolen momentum, Grace Nelson steps up.
Only her first point of this fourth set shows she's been a little bit quiet, trying to step back in. Now at the service line, has a chance to make some noise.
17-15 Bombers. Grace Nelson. Benedict finds it. Slavin sets. Oh, what a pop! Brianna Owen again!
Wesley Slavin almost laughing in the huddle right there. I mean, it's amusing when you have a player so good as Owen make plays as a sophomore like that.
And here's the sophomore lining up to serve. Oh, mishandled set. NYU doesn't get a clean look. Slavin. Gonzalez Abreu met at the net, and that was just a great play from the Violets of NYU. 18-16 Bombers lead. And it puts Jessica Spierenberg up to serve. Here's Spierenberg. Popped in the air. Otland, Benedict, Slavin sneaks it over. NYU again, tip drill, Slavin's there. Benedict, GGA tries to kill. Up in the lights once more. Joe, back line, Bomber point outside.
Ithaca, a great job right there. Slavin gets the dig, she can't set. You respond with just a perfect opportunity from Gonzalez Abreu in tandem with Benedict. Make things difficult. What Gonzalez Abreu does so well is her pinpoint accuracy with those dangerous shots, and it pays off.
Benedict gets a hand on. NYU sets up once more. Nelson, booming, point Violet.
Now she's turning up 2 points in the last couple right now, and you needed her until this point.
Both of these teams cruising down to the wire. The separation is incredibly thin. And here's Jessica Ding. Gonzalez Abreu. Slavin. House down. Wow! Naomi Claus. Haven't heard her name in a minute, but there she is in a big way. (20-17) Bombers. Big time shot from Coco Barton. And the Bombers simply cannot pull away because the Violets' front line is still working. The first year, Casey Cho, well, she's had an incredible set. Here she comes to serve. 2018 popped in the air. Claus. NYU cannot respond.
They're playing their best volleyball right now since set number 1, and a chance to clinch it.
What a play. Just the perfect spot to be for Naomi Claus. Coming down to the wire, you wouldn't expect anything else. Slavin. Here's Nelson. Too much. Oh, wow. Nelson wanted that point. She was coming in with some heat, but far too much. Ithaca College Bombers only 3 points away from a victory over NYU. Wow! Unbelievable! Slavin sneaks it over the net. That's a circus shot. I don't even know if you could try to do that again.
The last time NYU was in this gym, they crushed the dreams of a really young team with a lot of hope back in 2023 in mid-November, hoping for a spot to go to California and play in the Elite Eight of the NCAA tournament. And Colin, you're seeing it come full circle right now. Those young Buck freshmen who experienced that loss, now juniors with a chance to give NYU a taste of their own medicine here in Ben Light Gymnasium. Just 2 points away for their first win against the Violets at home since 2019.
It surely feels like the Bombers are taking this one personal. Well, we have Molly down on the sideline for more. Molly?
Thanks, Colin. I was just in the Ithaca huddle until still while preaching to her team, this is not over. 2 more points, too. It's a race to 2 at this point. Who's going to get those 2 first? And she just keep telling her team, this isn't over. Play at 2. It's the best of 2 set right now. Guys.
Thank you, Molly. Intensity, still an all-time high, and how could it not be? Bombers, 2 points away for a win over a incredibly talented New York University Violet squad who has a lot of history with the Bombers. It would mark their first win over NYU here at Ben Light since 2019. Nelson, beautiful tap, no man's land. The Bombers miscommunicate, and Nelson steps up again.
Not going to be easy. 20 points now for Nelson. Insane.
Here's the sophomore libero, Felicia Wu. Benedict, Slavin, Claus. At the line, Graper pops it up. Here's Claus again. Met by NYU jerseys. Over the top, Benedict's there. Over the line, Nelson. Claus had hands on. There's Graper. Wow! Point Bombers. A bit of contortion at the net, and the Bombers walk out with a point.
What even happened there? Nelson fires, misses, fires, blocked. And the Bombers doing an insane job. That race to 2 now comes down to 1.
And it's Karina Garcia. Serve, barely handled. The Bombers win. Service ace, Karina Garcia. What a victory for the number 20 team in the nation. The Ithaca College Bombers. It came down to the wire.
A huge win. Not just what it does for you in the rankings, but internally. Coach Tara Stillwell preached to us how much they wanted this victory in her meeting with us this week. Now we get to see it. Stillwell and company with a ginormous victory over a team receiving votes, one of the better squads in the country. This team at NYU over the past 3 years has reached 2 Elite Eights. Bombers haven't reached past the quarterfinals and now get a chance to really make something happen.
On the opposite side, it was an incredible day for the junior outside hitter, Grace Nelson. The captain racked up 19 kills, 20 points, and there's got to be a sense for the Bombers. If you can beat a team like NYU when their star player has an incredible day, well, the stars are aligned and it almost seems certain that you can beat just about anybody. We saw them fall to the #1 team in the nation, Juniata, in 4 sets earlier this season. Well, they're bouncing back, and Molly has Coach Stillwell on the sideline. Molly, take it away.
Thanks, guys, down here with Coach. Coach, what'd you just tell your team in your huddle after that comeback?
Well, we have a really bad habit of starting out the first set not great, so I said first set, which means we won the first set, and it's something we've been working on. We talked about battling and doing our jobs and staying disciplined, and also a little bit of redemption arc from the last 2 years for that match.
You talk about this redemption arc. What's this mean to you, this win over this NYU team that's been such a pest for these past couple of years?
I feel so good. It sucks when you lose to someone and then you know you're going to see them the next year. You have this extra pent-up energy, and so that extra pressure is always there. And now that it's done and we won, I feel great.
You're defending your home court for the rest of the weekend. What's that mean to you?
It means that the Bomber Fight song, we want that to play 3 times this weekend, and we're just doing everything we can to protect the home court. We don't get many home games, so we have to.
Coach, thank you so much. Enjoy tonight.
Great stuff as always, Molly. Coach Stillwell, a treat to talk to. And how could you not be excited? The number 20 Ithaca College Bombers with a win over NYU, who is receiving votes. An incredible day. It's all wrapped up with a bow. A 4-set victory for Ithaca.
A really, really big one right there. You got to respect everything that Ithaca showed today. For a moment, we thought they were just going to win this in 3 sets, but it's almost good sometimes to see that adversity and battle against it. You go 4 sets, you're able to keep it going, and you do a fantastic job.
Well, that's going to do it, but don't go anywhere. The post-game review will be on right after we close things out. A big thank you to everybody that's tuned in, and don't go anywhere. You'll hear some great stuff in the post-game. Ithaca College Bombers with a 4-set victory here on the Bomber Sports YouTube channel.
It was a competitive back-and-forth game between the Ithaca Bombers and the NYU Violets, but the Bombers just wanted more with a 3-1 win. Junior Gabriela Gonzalez-Abaru was stellar tonight alongside Naomi Claus. And Addison Lebetter, the Bombers now go to 6-3 on the season. NYU goes to 5-4. Thrilled to have you with us on the postgame alongside Alex Dubner. I'm Brad Romano. Alex, the Bombers got a statement win tonight, and they focus on Swarthmore tomorrow now.
Definitely a statement win here for Ithaca. But all sets in this match, all very close. It looked like Ithaca was going to get the 3-0 on NYU, but NYU came back in that third set. It was those dominating first two sets from Ithaca. But NYU kept it close the whole time. Even in that last set, NYU scored their least amount of points with 19. Kept it close with Ithaca. Ithaca ran away with the victory, 3-1.
Yeah, Alex, you mentioned how competitive it was. It definitely was. Back and forth every single set, like you said. But let's talk about Gabriela Gonzalez. 13 kills, 8 digs. Everything seemed to run around her. Every single time the ball got hit, it went right to her for that kill. She was a big part in Ithaca tonight.
Every time the ball was hit, it always went to Gabby Gonzalez-Abreu. Gonzalez-Abreu had 41 total attacks, 13 kills. That is tied with Naomi Claus for the most tonight. And also Naomi Claus also had the most total attacks with 45. And then, like I said, 13 kills as well.
Yeah, but, besides Gonzalez, let's talk about Naomi Claus. What a game for her. 13 kills, 4 blocks. Benedict with 34 digs as well. Both Claus and Benedict were big parts in this win. When it looked like NYU were going to get those kills and keep the game going, both Claus and Benedict were right there to stop it, Alex.
Yes, they were. Also, another thing to point out today was the amount of assists that Wesley Slavin had today. 41 assists on the night here against NYU.
That second half, Alex, was big for the Bombers to get them up 2-0. In that second half, Ithaca had 14 kills on that 41 attack attempts. They had a 195 hitting percentage, 3 service aces, 4 blocks. That second half, you get up 2-0. That really set the tone. NYU got the next one 2-1. When you're up 2-0, you have the advantage, and they took advantage of it, winning 3-1.
I would just say NYU was under pressure a little bit. In that third set, yes, they got the win. They were under pressure here against the wall in the fourth set. I think it was just a little too much pressure for NYU there, and that's how Ithaca came up with the victory today.
Yeah, but what a game for Grace Nelson for the Violets. 19 kills. She was a big part in keeping NYU in that game, especially in the third set. Without her, we could have seen a 3-0 game, but Nelson really kept it together.
Yeah, Nelson really kept the team together going. 39 total attacks from Nelson today. You also had the next most was Barton with 20, and then you also had Barton with 20, and you also had Hines with 27.
And Alex, now we talk about the rest of Ithaca's schedule, because besides Swarthmore, they now go into Liberty League play after that. And this is a big win for NYU, because this sets the tone going into the conference play in the Liberty League. And it's just really good teams they're playing. And now you go into the Liberty League with some momentum, and Ithaca is looking to win out in the conference possibly.
Yeah, you keep winning out in the conference, you'll stay a top team in the Liberty League. And Ithaca will definitely be ready for Swarthmore coming into this. And going into Liberty League play, you really think that Ithaca can start winning games more. They can go on a big winning streak.
Yeah, and you look at the rest of this schedule. They got Swarthmore tomorrow. That's at 10:30. But then after that, they got Skidmore, Clarkson, RIT, Hartwick start to go into that Liberty League schedule. Alex, what else did you see from Ithaca that really stood out for you besides the players we mentioned?
What else stood out to me today was also the play of Brianna Owen. She also had a lot of total attacks today. She had 29. That was the third most of Ithaca today, and I think she also had the most amount of kills today with 12.
And I also want to go back to that second set, Alex, because it was very competitive, but it was a big mistake with NYU with that error, accidentally getting it out of bounds. It really seemed to cost them, because they were coasting in that second set, but then right after that, Ithaca took advantage of that, and they got the win.
Yeah, in that second set, NYU had the lead for almost the whole time. You go into overtime in the set, which had Ithaca win 26-24. That error really messed them up. I agree, Brad. But also, with that error, it brought momentum to Ithaca and brought them back from the dead. and it was a good win in that set.
So Ithaca goes up 14-11 in the all-time series against NYU. Before this, they were on a 2-game losing streak to them. The last game played previously was October 5th, 2024, with NYU winning 3-1. Now Ithaca reverses it 3-1, Alex, so it has to feel good to not have a 3-game losing streak against the Violets and get that win.
Yeah, they break the 3-game losing streak. This was definitely a much-needed win for Ithaca, especially in the history throughout. NYU, even with their experienced coach, they had the experienced coach, and then Ithaca with the newer coach, they won today.
And we're now going to send it down to Molly Golden with Gabriela Gonzalez-Abreu.
Thanks, Brad. Down here with Gabby Gonzalez-Abreu. Gabby, a little bit of a revenge match for you guys against this NYU team. What's it mean to come out with a win tonight?
It feels great. Throwback to freshman year, like coming into their home gym, sweeping them. We couldn't sweep them this time, but, we were on a streak of going in 4 sets, which is, still great. More volleyball play, so much more fun. It was really great to have, like, a central goal. Like, even new players, freshmen on the team were like, no, like, we need to beat this team. Like, they know that there's a history here, and it was so great to just take care of business.
You mentioned those new players. You're now a leader on this team, and you're a leader on and off the court. What's it like for that, to carry that with you every single day?
I think it's definitely an honor, especially on such a strong, competitive, like, close team. It's really nice to have a voice and have people be able to, like, hear it and really take what you're saying into account.
For the rest of the weekend, you're defending your home court. What's that mean to you?
A lot. We wear a shield on our chest. We have the shield on the floor. We got to protect everything about it, and really excited.
Thank you so much, Gabby. Best of luck this weekend. Guys?
Great work, as always, from Molly Golden with Gabriela Gonzalez-Abreu. What a win for the Bombers, 3-1 over the NYU Violets. Tomorrow, they are here at Swarthmore trying to get their next win in the Ithaca Invitational. But we thank you all for tuning in to the pregame, postgame, alongside Alex Dubner. I'm Brad Romano. Stay tuned for more Ithaca Athletics coming your way.